Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio Station, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Speaker, and more. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness, so there's no gossip, no scandal, although there may be gossip today. No scandal, no K-words, no Kanye talk, Kardashian talk, you name it. We actually want to talk about meaningful things to you and balance out all the bad news out there with some good news, good people, and good co-host series. Today is Wednesday, so you are seeing Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr.Tiffanie Tate.
And you'll know her as my co-host, Renaissance woman, U.S. Navy veteran, published author of many books, retired OBGyn from Compton, California. She's a playwright, singer, poet, songwriter, and more. She's a published author of many books, which you'll hear about in the commercial break halfway, including an important children's book, my favorite, called Bad Touching, and her newest, Money Matters. Please welcome back to the studio, Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Happy Wednesday, y'all. And it is always a pleasure to be here. Happy Hump Day.
Yes, yes, yes. And we're going to start with breakfast as usual, which is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich, top of the bun. Things that you are grateful for outside of yourself that you like, and bottom of the bun, things that you're grateful for inside of yourself, otherwise known as appreciation. So here we go. Dr. Tiffanie, what are you grateful for today?
I am grateful for the seasonal weather that we have had within a week. We have had winter, spring, summer, and fall throughout every week here in California. It has been 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, sometimes within one day. So we have had a roller coaster of the weather, and I have enjoyed the experience because you never knew what you were going to get, like Forrest Gump said.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am grateful that the Cashew Gallery, it has begun. Happy Wednesday to Mom T, who I'm going to get to see tomorrow. We get to go watch the musical Annie at the Pantages, and I'm excited about that. And have some Roscoe's chicken and waffles beforehand. Choice of Mom T, and it's always great to see you and have you compliment us. So I'm grateful for my Cashew Gallery and all of the family that have been that came with my co-host. All of them. Like, I know every mom. I have 3 co-hosts, and the moms of all 3 are loving fans of mine, and I'm fans of theirs, and so I'm grateful for that. What else are you grateful for?
I am grateful that we are definitely going to go see Annie, and I will try to refrain from saying every line and singing every song,
Uh-oh.
but I cannot promise that I will not do it because it is one of our, and when I say that, it is collectively our Mom T and Tasha's favorite movies growing up because we know practically every line.
Okay. I only know the one song, and honestly, I have not seen this musical. And I I think I was like 2 the last time I saw the movie, so this will be really a great refresher. Maybe I'll sit in the middle of y'all and I'll have like surround sound of all of the songs. But I am grateful that this is continuing to be my celebration of 13 forking years, 679 consecutive weeks on the air, on camera. Started this show May 1st, 2012 was my very first broadcast. So she keeps going and going. And what did you say in the roast, Dr. Tiffany, that I make the Energizer bunny look like they need new batteries or something?
Yes, yes, you make the Energizer Bunny look slow.
So, and if you missed that show, it was a blast. If you want to laugh like the entire hour, go check out my YouTube TV channel, free subscribe, give us the finger, not that one, but this one, and go look up Celebrating with Co-hosts or something like that, Dr. Marissa. And it was a lot of, did you have fun?
I did enjoy myself. I enjoyed meeting the other 2 co-hosts, and I look forward to doing something like that again. We had a blast.
We
Absolutely.
did have a blast. I asked for it for sure. I'm the one that said roast, and it's like, why did I say that?
Now you
But it
didn't
was
wish for it.
but it was fun. So that's what I'm grateful for. 13 years continuing and going and going.
Mhm.
Dr. Tiffany, one more.
And I am just grateful for fellowship because a lot of times people are all about me and they think that they can survive on their own. But I believe when I was in high school, I learned a poem that said, "No man is an island entire of himself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main." And so we have to remember that we need to be a part of the collective, and we need friendship and fellowship, and we need to support one another.
Absolutely. I am grateful that I am teaching again, balanced Tai Chi Gong, which is Qigong, Tai Chi, and some happiness coaching on top of that. 18 forms, and I'll be doing that at the Wellness Festival in
Mm.
Rush Park in Rossmore, California, which is near Seal Beach. So if you're not doing anything on Saturday, it's a free event. 11 to 4, I go on main stage at noon, naturally high noon, and I will be doing a book signing there as well. So if you're not doing anything, come on down to Rossmore, California. She'll be on, the organizer and the creator of this will be on again tomorrow, Jamie Holcomb. And we'll be chatting a bit with James on Straight Talk. So, but if you're around, you can look it up on Eventbrite. Just be the best you, or best you wellness festival. I don't know. I'm supposed to rhyme it. Keep getting mixed up. Anyways, that's this Saturday, and happy Mother's Day to all the mamas on the planet. If you are a youngin and you're not sure you want to bring kids into this world, phooey to you. Don't listen to that BS, that belief system that's out there. Children and having children is one of the greatest blessings that you can have in life. It's not all easy, but 88% of the time it is magnificent. And I know that I speak on behalf of Dr. Tiffany and I. One of the best things that I decided to do was to have children, and my 2 beautiful girls, inside and out. And you don't know this, but I went against doctor's advice to have the children because I had a DVT that almost killed me. And they said that the heightened hormone levels during
Yeah.
pregnancy may hurt me. And don't tell me what not to do, but I took the risk, and boy, was it worth it. So that's my last gratitude. Dr. Tiffany, why don't you start us off on the bottom of the bun? And this is a weightlifting for your mental health. Because if you don't like who you are, if you fundamentally think you're not good enough, then you're going to go walking around looking for love in all the wrong places and approval in all the wrong places, and likes literally on social media these days. So the bottom of the bun is for you to do before you go to bed, to model for you, instead of thinking about what I didn't do right or being hard on myself, to actually say, you know what? I did good this, I am good that. And that way you're less likely to have a bad night's sleep or trouble falling asleep. That's the other reason. So, Dr. Tiffanie, what do you like about yourself?
I like the fact that I'm a fighter and I face challenges head on, because if there's something before me, when I see an obstacle, I don't wither and run. I look at it and I use deductive reasoning, and I want to look at it from every perspective, and I take time to evaluate it and to figure out how can I overcome it, because I believe that inch by inch everything is a cinch, because the bigger the challenge, the more time it might take to overcome it, but I believe it can be overcome.
Awesome. I like the fact that I continue to learn for the rest of my life when to hold and when to fold, that not everything has to be a big, hairy deal. I don't have to get my undies wrapped, but I also need to uh, have the courage to act when something is, you know, not fair. So it's wisdom, that serenity prayer, courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference of accepting the things you cannot change. So I'm learning that one for the rest of my life, but I'm really grateful that I don't um, like die on a hill every day. Oh, can you tell we're going through it right now? But anyways, thanks so much for joining us for breakfast. Hope you continue this good life habit, this hashtag Blisscipline, for 28 consecutive days to create a good life habit, because I want you to sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. Everything is awesome. I fixed my bell. Dr. Tiffanie, wait, she likes this too, so I'm going to do it because.
Hey, you!
Hey, you!
Hey! Hey, you!
Topic of the day is
Rumors and gossip. Remember that song? Look at all these rumors surrounding me every day.
oh,
I just need some time. It's time to get away. Yeah. From all these rumors, I can't take it no more. Right. And
And why did you pick this topic?
well, there's so many things out there right now. There's rumors and there's gossip. Some things true, some things not true. And I figured it was time for us to take it, smack it up, flip it, and rub it down, right? You knew that was coming.
Look on the boys' faces when you said that was priceless.
Yeah, they
Did
didn't
I
see it
have that on the clip?
coming.
I don't know if
No,
that
you
made
have
it
to
on.
have
No, I gotta find that clip to put it on. That was priceless. Having them, their reaction on that was so.
that was funny. They did not see that coming.
No, I knew it was coming, but it
Yeah.
was priceless. So I'm going to have to do a caveat before we continue is I have for 13 years said there's no rumor. I'm sorry. This is a show about hope and happiness, no gossip, no scandal, right?
Mhm.
No K words. And so someone called me on it when they saw the topic and said, wait a minute, you distinguish yourself of not gossiping on the show and not talking about anything unless I really know it is validated, not by right or left news or, fake news. So what's going on? Why are you talking about gossip? And
Well,
I said, well, Dr. Tiffany, I'm sure, is going to give us some scientific or research, empirical stuff around it. So that's why we're doing it.
Yes, and we're not talking about gossip. We're talking about gossip, and we're talking about rumors. We're talking about the topic of rumors, and we're talking about the topic of gossip. So we're not gossiping and we're not rumoring. We're talking about the subject matter of the subject matter. So basically, what is a rumor and what is gossip? And we're breaking that topic down because a lot of times people use the term interchangeably, but they're not the same things. They are distinctly different. So
All right.
we're going to educate ourselves about what is a rumor and what is gossip.
All right. I'm going to practicalize it like I like to do
Mhm.
and live my life out loud. Um, Gossip is I was in a situation where I was not on the call, and three women on the call, four women, three of them started to criticize me and say things about me that were not positive. This is like
Mhm.
15 years ago. And the fourth woman, who was a friend of mine, came to me and said, sat with this. I don't know whether to tell you or not, but I just don't feel good about not telling you. So she told me what had happened. And oh, to be fair, it was two women gossiping about me, and then one who didn't know me at all was listening to it, and then the friend was the fourth. So is that gossip? Is that rumor? Is it, should she have told me what they had said, or should I have been, what she did? Because I'll tell you, it completely ruined the whole project that I was involved in, which was to put together a celebration for somebody's birthday. And I held a, not an well, yeah, it was a resentment. I just, gave them a wide berth for like 8 years. And then the funniest thing is in the ninth year, they actually came to me and asked me for help to do something,
Mhm.
which I thought was, and like complimented me, and you're so good at the very thing that they were complaining about before. So,
So so basically, both rumors and gossip are forms of unverified information that are spread in social circles. So that's one of the key details. But the distinction is that gossip, this is where the split is. Gossip involves a focus on personal details and a slight degree of enjoyment or malicious intent in spreading that information. So that's where that split is. So you'll see people just spreading rumors like, oh, I heard this about Dr. Marissa, or I heard this about Dr. Tiffany. So this is just a rumor. Or I heard this about Tiffany's dog, and I heard this. So rumors, they can be positive, they can be negative, they can have significant impact on relationships and well-being. And so rumors, they can be unverified, they can be true, they can be false. But if it's spread with malicious intent and it's personal and people are getting enjoyment about it, that's more gossip. And a lot of times people really enjoy gossip, especially if it's about celebrities or political people. Gossip tends to spread like wildfires.
A-
And
and mostly it's negative. And so it's like, why? Like, why is that such a titillating, thing that people do? To me, well, I am positive, so I don't like that because I know what it feels like to have that done. But what is that? Is it jealousy? Is it hurt people? Like, why
absolutely.
would you even do that?
Absolutely. And a lot of times when you said, is it positive, is it negative? You don't go around saying, a few times gossip can be positive. They might say, did you hear such and such won so many Oscars, or such and such won so many Grammys? Because we did talk about when Beyonce won the country music Grammy. So sometimes it can be positive, but the majority of the time it is negative, because people love negativity. It's an unfortunate thing. It's kind of like rubbernecking when you see a car
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah.
We drive by, everybody's like, "Ooh, did you see that? I'm so
No.
happy it wasn't me." And
Yeah.
it's an unfortunate thing, but in
Well, same
essence,
same with
well,
roadkill. Like you don't want to look, you know it's coming up. You're like, you don't want to look, you don't want to, in the last second, you can't help yourself and you look at it. And then you're like, "Ah, what is
yeah,
that human nature?"
I think so. It can be part of it.
Mhm.
And that's why I sent you that quiz, so you can see, where do you fall on that spectrum, to see, okay, am I a gossiper? Am I not a gossiper? We never really know until we really evaluate ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I do know that when people say to me, "Now, you didn't hear this from me," right? Or "Don't tell anybody." As soon as they say that, I know that like at least 15 people know. So that's a good hint for anybody who has that said to them, that you know that other people know. All right. So I'm going to bring this up and share it with you. We're going to take this test now. I love taking tests when they're good. Um,
Yeah,
let's
I
see.
think this one is pretty decent. There's one obnoxious word. Just don't read that one word.
Okay. Now, which one is it?
It's the, are you a gossip?
Why does it not say, "Are you a gossip"? I've got big five personality test. I just clicked this
Mm,
link. Flirting personality test. This is flirting.
No, 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 no,
So you have to go. Are there other tests?
no. Let me see. I sent it
Okay.
to you.
So yeah, I'm hitting it, and it's that is the same one. I just hit it again. So this is the one. So maybe there's a search. Okay, let me search. What is it? What's gossip?
Yes,
Okay, maybe uh, let's see, the gossip test.
yes.
Okay, here we go. Is it up there?
It's too small for me to see.
The gossip test. Do you love dishing the dirt on other people? When someone entrusts you with a secret, are you just bursting to spill? Find out if you can keep your lips sealed with this test. Is that the one?
I think so.
Okay. So let's see. Let's get started. Here, let me put this in the chat so Mom T can play along and see if she's a gossip, or if you want to make it fun, answer the questions for somebody you think is a gossip to do. All right, let me make this bigger. Where is it? Browser lost connection to the audio. That's okay. We have no audio on this. So let's do that. Is that better?
And this is the Queen by Queendom.
Yep.
Yep, that's the test.
Okay. Do you love dishing dirt on oh, now this is the okay. This is it doesn't say.
If you just click on the test.
Okay, I did that. Start over. Okay, here we go. It rerouted us. Anyways, a rumor is going around about your best friend that you know is not true, but it's such a good story. Do you still pass it on? And I will say no, because that's ridiculous. If you're a friend, let me put the link of the, I don't know if this is the same link or not, but I just put it up in case anybody wanted to play along with us. Now, where is it? Okay. I'm going to say no. Did you take this test already?
Yes, but I had to take it to make sure it was good.
Good. So far, and then I'm guessing you said no too, right?
Yes,
If there was a service that could dig up gossip on any person you want, would you pay for it? No. Is that what you said?
that is correct.
Although, let's be honest. When I watch a really good or really bad movie, or I hear about someone, I do look them up. Is that the same thing?
No.
Okay. But if I read it from Daily Mail or TMZ, that's gossip. If I read on
Okay, so then
Wikipedia,
yes. So then yes, that would be yes.
yeah, right.
Yes.
So Wikipedia, but I do go to Wikipedia, so that's a no, I would say, because I think they really do. They're not perfect, but they do 88% fact, right? It just depends on where they got their facts from. That's my opinion. You found out from a very reliable source that an acquaintance has been charged with soliciting a prostitute. Do you immediately pick up the phone to tell other people about it?
Okay, if you got to think that long, Dr. Marissa, it's a yes.
Okay. Was yours a no?
Mine was a no.
Of course. You're at a strip club when you notice that the stripper on stage is one of your coworkers. What do you do? Well, I don't happen to go to strip clubs. Although someone took me to a strip club for my 21st birthday. Enjoy the show and keep it to myself. Tell my friends to keep a lid on it, but keep a lid on it at work, which there's no possible way to keep a lid on it. Rumor mill is the most effective communication process at work. Tell everyone at work the next day. Definitely enjoy the show. You did that one, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because I'm like, if I'm at the strip club, I don't want anybody else to know that I'm there.
Good point.
I'm
Good
like,
point. You're in the sauna at a spa when a high-profile celebrity sits his or her naked asset. Is that the word you were talking about?
yes.
Right next to yours. What do you do? Check him or her out just to satisfy my curiosity. Tell my friends. Give an exact eyewitness account of his body to anyone who's willing to listen. I'm gonna. I'll check him out for sure. Whether I would tell my friends, probably too, but that would be my first one. Only because I have to tell this quick story. When I was at Sunset Gower Studios, my daughter dropped me off. She didn't know that we had moved to a new studio on the same lot. So she went to the old studio, opened the door, and guess who was in the middle of changing? Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh.
So that's a big boy, right? Now he wasn't naked, but his shirt off and he was, getting changed. And he looked at Chloe and said, "Can I help you?" She was like, slammed the door shut and ran. She was mad at me. "Why didn't you tell me?" So I will tell. I mean, obviously.
Well, so we have your answer.
Yeah, but I would check them out first before I tell.
Yeah,
Would
I
you
would
create?
enjoy
Go
the
ahead.
view. I said I would just enjoy the view and keep it to myself.
Yeah. Would you create yeah, but you would tell like Mom T or me or your kids.
I have been around celebrities and I haven't shared
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Would you create an untrue rumor about someone else in order to diffuse a rumor going around about you? Um, in the past I would have. Now I would feel too guilty doing it. So I'll say no. You said no, I'm guessing.
That's correct.
Have you ever spoiled a surprise party by still oh my gosh. I'm like, do not tell me anything that's a secret, because not that I'll do it maliciously, but I will just like accidentally
Dr.
spill the
Marissa, you
beans.
got
I'm
diarrhea of the
horrible.
mouth. You got
Huh?
diarrhea. You got diarrhea of the mouth.
I just it's like I don't know what it is. It'll slip out without me, thinking very carefully.
Oh
So I
no.
have to be honest. I know. So people know not to tell me.
Okay.
Your friend confides in you that they're seeing a sex therapist. Do you pass the info along to others? Absolutely not. None of their business. I'm guessing that's you.
That's correct.
Um, you overhear a couple in a cafe say the word affair. Do you tune in? Uh, I'll say yes, because I'm curious. I'm always curious. You will say no, probably.
No,
Although I'll be working.
yeah, I don't want to hear nobody else's business. I have enough issues in my own life.
Do you read the tabloids? Absolutely not. So you're going to get a higher score than me. I can tell already. 30. What does my score mean? Oh, a score. Yeah, mean. Although you are not a diehard gossip, you do enjoy dishing the dirt now and then. You may read no, I don't. Let the occasional secret slip. That's what I got dinged on. Or even add your own special touch to the stories you tell. You'll try to resist the temptation to blab, but it's not easy for you, especially when you've got particular juicy information. Maybe you'll draw the line at certain pieces of gossip, like a titillating morsel about a colleague to your boss. For example, whether or not you experience pangs of guilt about moderate tendency to gossip, be careful. What goes around comes around. Gossiping may be an entertaining pastime, but keep in mind that you might be the subject of the next rumor that's going around. What do you get? 60?
No, your score is 0. We are honestly impressed. Give yourself a pat on the back right now. You somehow managed to
Oh
keep your
boy.
lips sealed. Even in the juiciest and most scandalous and tempting situations, you do not give in to the urge to dish the dirt on other people, even when you have a great story to share. This is either because you're not interested in other people's business or you abhor gossipers. Whatever the case, it is, if a titillating rumor came your way, you probably wouldn't pass it on. Privacy is of the utmost importance in your life, and you make sure to respect other people's needs for confidentiality. This is a very mature and respected approach. You should be proud of yourself. I'm going to pat myself on the
Whatever.
back.
Miss Perfect. All right.
88%.
I just realized I didn't have the right screen on, so I'm just flashing back through all of the tests. 10 question test. If you're just tuning in and wondering what's going on in studio today, we just took a test for assessing whether we are gossips or not. And I scored horribly, and Dr. Tiffanie was perfect. So there you go. But that was fun.
Not horribly, just minimal. You got a 30.
No. I mean, but it was pretty. I actually thought I scored better than that. Because it was because I only did 2 honest answers. I thought 2 honest answers would give me maybe just a little ding, but anyways, that was fun. Oh my goodness, I have not done a station ID, and So we're going to take a quick break for news, weather, traffic, and a word from our sponsor. Please don't leave us because we have more about gossip and rumor in 2 and 2. Chuck Woolery would say, but I say peace in and peace out. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tiffanie Tate, and I am a veteran author of the United States Navy, and I'm here to talk to you about my books. My first book is called Bad Touching. It is the story about two sisters who get exposed to inappropriate touching, and they attend an assembly at school, and they learn how to keep themselves safe. You can pick this book up on my website or at Amazon or Barnes & Nobles. The next book is called Little Engine Mia Sings. It is available on my website, Amazon, or BarnesandNobles.com. It is a story about a little train engine named Mia who gets bullied on the playground. Her friends come to her rescue. She learns how to speak up and speak out. It is also available again as an audiobook. The last book is called Money Matters. This book teaches children about saving, tithing, and investing. It is a story about three brothers who find a $100 bill on their way home from school. All three books can be picked up on my website at www.drtiffanitate.com. Please check out my website or visit Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. Don't delay, get these books today.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my Show Central with 1,385 podcast shows. I was doing them before they even called them podcasts, but I'm so grateful that 679 consecutive weeks later, I am still here, especially for those who said a show that did not talk about the headlines wouldn't last for more than a year. But instead, 13 years later, I'm still here balancing out bad news with good news and good people and good co-hosts who are talking about an interesting topic today. Dr. Tiffanie, what are we talking about?
We are talking about rumors and gossip. Not rumors and gossip, but the subject of rumors and gossip.
Is it possible to have good gossip? Is there good gossip and good rumors? Is there ever a reason for it? A good, you mentioned Beyonce before, but when you were saying positive things, when we were talking about it, those sound like more like compliments or good news versus a good, I don't know, good rumor seems like an oxymoron. Good gossip seems like an oxymoron. What do you think?
I mean, basically, it is a form of communication, and it is basically semantics as when you start to label things, and it's just a form of terminology. But when you break it down, we are human beings and we like and long to communicate. And when I talked about things that I was grateful for in the beginning of the show, about being able to fellowship with friends and family. We long to bond and we long to connect. And a lot of times, some people have a disconnect. And we always talk about how hurt people hurt people. And you mentioned before, sometimes there might be an aspect of jealousy, there might be an aspect of resentment, there might be an aspect of anger. You never know what people are going through in their lives. People are hurting now, whether it's familial hurt, whether it's friendship hurt, whether it's political hurt. People are just hurting, whether it's financial hurt, whether it's church hurt. We talked about that before. People get hurt in all different types of ways, whether they're hurt from different relationships, whether it's intimate partner relationships. And when people start to hurt, people tend to act out. And sometimes they say things, whether it's out of anger, whether it's out of frustration. But the issue is that when we say things, sometimes we can't take it back. And a lot of times, like you said, write it out before you hit that send button. But when you say it, it's out there and you can't unsend it once you say it. And a lot of times we speak before we think. And if you speak it to another person and they speak it to another person, you have that chain reaction. And I remember as a child, we used to stand in the circle. And I don't know if you played that game when you would say something and you would see what it was by the time it came back to you. It was
Telephone.
yeah, it was always distorted, and the message was always distorted. And that's kind of what happens when you have like rumors and gossip. So if I gave you a message and you passed it to Nate or Mia or your daughters, by the time it came back to me, it might be something completely different, even if it's positive. So whether it's positive or negative, it always gets lost in translation. And I don't think people even recognize or realize that nowadays. So even sometimes in text, because unless you copy and paste it, even text messages get lost in translation because there's no appropriate tone associated with that. Because I remember I was texting my cousin about about a family reunion that I'm organizing, and she didn't understand what I was saying. We were going back and forth. I said, "Okay, let me stop. Let me just pick up the phone and call her," and things began to be okay. So a lot of times we just need to communicate a little bit better.
Absolutely. Gonna go back to one of the things you said earlier about, you can't, once it's out there, it's out there. I forgot to put the story promo out. Just I'm doing that right now. What's that song you sang? Um,
Rumors?
yeah. Is it called Rumors?
Yes. Let
Okay.
me get
I'm gonna
with
see
you.
if it comes up because I love putting music to the Rumors. Club Nouveau. Is that it?
I believe so.
Is that it?
Mhm.
Okay. I'll put that. Yeah, that's it. Um, so, oh shoot, I forgot to tag you. Oh well. Um, you cannot unring a bell. So I say this all the time to people. Go, well, whatever amendment it is, freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want, and yes, you can, but you have to take responsibility for it. And you cannot unring a bell. Like, people will hold things against you for 20 years. If you said something 20 years ago that, a lot of actors are going through that. If they said something in the past, it's coming back to bite them. So you can't unring it. You can delete the post, but someone has a copy of that post, which is why I don't post negative stuff, because I just don't want it to come back and hurt me or my brand, my Happy 88 mission. So that's a really important thing. And then the other thing I was going to say, this is what happens if I don't say it right away and you make another point. What was the last point you said? Um,
About communication?
yeah. Well, early on, I was saying, for me, on being a social animal, and if you don't feel good about yourself, you may have a tendency, and I was guilty of this, anytime you are with people, my imagination, I go to MSU University. So SU University is making shiitake up. So even if there is no gossip and rumor, if someone's not looking at me in a welcoming, open, smiling way, I go here. And this is when I wasn't, solid about what 88% of the time I'm fabulous, right? I was always thinking I wasn't fabulous, low self-esteem, low self-worth, not good enough. I will have a tendency to create gossip and rumor about me without even with no foundation. I'll think that there's gossip and rumor out there, and there's nothing. They didn't look at me right because they had gas. It had nothing to do with me. But if I don't stand solid in knowing that I am pretty great most of the time, then I'm going to be susceptible to everybody's reaction to me. So that's one of the things that I was going to bring up around. Don't MSU, drop out of MSU University. If you're thinking that everybody's talking about you in a negative way.
Absolutely. And you mentioned in the beginning with that situation with those people, there are different ways to shut down gossip. You can directly refuse to engage. You can change the subject, redirect the conversation, and you can also politely excuse yourself from the conversation and just adapt a positive attitude. Sometimes people can come up to you and just express disinterest, because I know when people try to gossip with me, I can just be like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm really not interested. And a lot of times, if you just show that that's not what you're into, they'll be like, okay, no problem.
I will actually say no. When someone says, I heard something about you, do you want to know what it is? I'll say, no, thank you. And
Mhm.
that's huge, because if you can direct or redirect, that is powerful stuff, because that means that what I think about myself is way more important than what someone else thinks about me. That's graduate school, man. If I have that much um, realistic understanding and regard for myself, that's acting on my own behalf. And I would say that if you want to go to graduate school on communication, if you know someone is a gossiper and you know that, they've probably not said positive things about you, that you might want to pull them aside and say, I know that you've been talking about some things about me, and I just want to say that um, I value you as a person, and I would ask you to not say anything, even if it's good about me, because it gets messed up. And I know you don't mean to do that. I know you want to be supportive, but I would prefer you just not talk about me.
Yeah. And if they'll gossip to you about someone else, they'll gossip about you to somebody else. It goes full circle. That means that they have no limits.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't just be talking about one person. And it does take a lot of it's kind of like when people tell jokes that are hurtful, they make fun of people. I ask my clients to not just not laugh, but actually begin to say something and say, actually, that's not really funny, or actually, that's not true. So that's also graduate school. If you want to create a positive, love centered atmosphere around you, then you direct and redirect on what people can and cannot say around you.
Mhm. Absolutely. And it's okay to be considered boring. It really is. It's okay to have standards. It's okay to have boundaries, and it's okay to flex your character, to flex your resolve, and it's okay to be yourself. You don't have to have likes by other people as long as you like yourself and love yourself.
Absolutely. Any more research that you came up with?
There was the 7 C's of communication. Um, when you're talking to other people and you're interacting with other people, you want to be clear, you want to be concise, you want to be concrete, you want to be correct, you want to be coherent, you want to be complete, and you always want to be courteous. So I thought that was very important because we're talking about gossip, we're talking about rumors, and it all boils down to communicating with people. And like I told you before, it's all about interacting with others and it's all about communicating with others.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me when I was younger and not as um, I hadn't done the work, the inner work. Anytime I would get into any kind of tussle with anyone, my fight flight response would lead me to say, "Fine, I will go live on a desert island. I don't need you. I'm taking my toys. I'm going away, you know." And that there's a lot of people, you know, I do happiness coaching, and that's one of the BS, the belief systems that a lot of people still have, which keeps them from having fulfilling, intimate, close, meaningful relationships. So, you know, I teach what I need to hear as well. Although the name of the show is Take My Advice, I'm not using it. But the reality of the richness of life when you have good relationships, which aren't always positive, you have to have a little bit of, you know, sand in your shell to make the pearl, and it can be a
Mhm.
little irritating, but to stay in the game is worth it. I
Mhm.
keep telling myself.
You know, the one study did show that about 70% of Americans gossip about their families. They don't necessarily gossip about other people, but they gossip about their relatives.
Mm.
That is funny.
Interesting. Well, that goes right slap dab against the Chinese culture, where the hardest thing about publishing my 8 Ways to Happiness book was that, you know, I am pretty real about some of the experiences that I had that were not positive in my family when I was growing up, which is so against do not air dirty laundry. And so my mom was not happy, but I explained to her that the point of the examples was to identify with 7 out of 10 of us, the majority, who did not grow up with a lot of love or support, and that it's not, there's nothing to blame for that. It's not to blame your parents. It is to see that as fertilizer on how to grow you. And when I explained that, it took her a bit, but you know, I'm happy to say that you know, especially this last visit with her, like all that um, still little bit of infected anger, resentment has been released. And so, you know, I talk to her every day and I tell her I love her. And um, she says, I love you too. And all the things that I've always wanted to hear from her. It's really amazing. When I shifted, now I'm getting, you know, that's the law of attraction. I'm getting the love that I, you know, was so starved for as a kid. But, you know, I'm not, I'm grateful for who she is. She did the very best that she could. And because she was the way she was, it created me, good, bad, and great. So for that, I am truly grateful.
Well,
Final word.
I think it's important when we are communicating to avoid gossiping and rumors, whether it's about friends, families, any frenemies, anybody. Think about impact and the intent when you are communicating. Sometimes we want to vent and we want to seek out support. We need to think about who we are talking to and who we're talking about. We want to try to avoid gossiping, we want to think about the undercurrent of our tone and the content of what we are talking about. We want to try maliciousness. We want to try spreading negativity, and we want to try to avoid gossip.
Well said. My final word is from Dr. David Simon, a neurologist who had a celebration of life before he passed. He's co-founder of Deepak Chopra Center in San Diego or La Jolla. And I'll never forget for the rest of my life the beautiful words that he spoke at that living memorial. He passed from a brain tumor, a neurologist, a little ironic, but he said, before you say anything, ask yourself 3 questions. 1, is it true? 2, is it kind? 3, is it necessary? And if you cannot say yes to all 3, keep your front door shut.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dr. Tiffanie. Once again, a very interesting, illuminating, and well-rounded discourse on rumor and gossip. And we did not violate, even though you were perfect in your scores and I wasn't. Want to thank you for all tuning in today. Let's see. Do we have it? Tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Tomorrow, guess who's coming on to celebrate 13 years, Dr. Tiffanie?
Hmm.
The youngest daughter of the GOAT of all time, Muhammad Ali's
Oh.
daughter, Layla Ali, who it'll be her 3rd time on the show. She is a friend of mine, and I'm so grateful that she said yes to come on in her busy. She's shooting somewhere, but luckily we have a remote studio now. And so she has it on her calendar. So if you want to see Layla Ali, you'll have to tune in live tomorrow on my YouTube TV channel, right after the NBC News at 9, top of the hour. And I am so excited. And we're going to talk about everything. It's always good to catch up on what's going on. Last time she was on, she was had just moved to Atlanta, and she's been there with her kids. And I remember when her kids were this, and now they're. So I'm sure she'll talk about her cute hubby Curtis Conway as well. So tune in tomorrow. That's it. You know the drill. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now, Dr. Tiffanie, take us out, please.
Now go and have the best day ever.